So you seek a vampire. It's 2 doors to your right, and then there's 1 free doors to your left. Have good hunting! Yeah, I thought that would be funny, so I did it. Anyway, Castlevania. Actually, no, I've got the other one here, so I can actually pronounce it. Also, why does that still say season 1? That should be season 2. I'm gonna give up on trying to pronounce it. This, I think, is a very interesting thing, because I think it's based off, there was another series which is also called Castlevania, which is a TV series, which, if I'm correct, I watched, but I don't know too much of it. I know it's about Dracula. Dracula had a wife, and then the wife died. He became not evil, well, somewhat engulfed by grief. So it's that sort of thing that I like, and I find really interesting. Besides the point, when I found this series, I'm like, oh, Castlevania. It's like, oh, this is not the one I remember. Let's watch it. So, again, it was one of the things I just put in within the series, within the ongoing thing that I just keep adding stuff to on my things to watch. And overall, I was like, yeah, sure, I'll watch it. I think it'll be fun. And I did. I really liked it. And I thought it was really fun and really creative. The one thing I am going to say, though, is overall, this, because it's doing with vampires, and it's not like there are some like series like Hotel Transylvania, and what was the other series I have? There's another series that, wait, I've got the OP on my downloads, and yes, I have it specifically downloaded because it's like really fun. And sometimes like, I'm just gonna put this on for like the feels. So many intros I just put on, and I haven't watched it like a while because I like it. Some of the intros are like the Hallow Shadow. I like the intro of Akaba's Trip. I also do Kickback, which is from Chainsaw. Revengers, I also put. I'm just talking about that. Jingo Jungle. I'm going to see how many people know that. Welcome to the Demon School. Dead End. There's so many OPs. I'm like, I would like to listen to it. And I like listening to like anime openings. But where is it? Nope, never mind. It's about like the vampire that just keeps dying. And that's his one thing. But you do get... But this is like the most one. You can kind of tell with this image. It gets a bit dark. So, yeah. Let's get into that darkness. Okay, I'm going to open Netflix up. Because I think, like I've heard earlier, me being like, oh, this should be on season 2, not season 1, is I've already seen season 2. Okay? So, as a result, and in a way, it's not going to be in this week. It's going to be next week. It's going to be the one on Monday. Which means it's going to be in the same month, luckily. But overall, I have seen the second season. I've seen it overall. And that will be one of the things that happens. Oh, I just realized something. Anyway. But overall, that is one of the things that I have watched and have finished. So as a result, to make sure that I don't, spoil things from season 2, because I don't want to, in a way, I'm going to just keep an eye. Oh, yeah, loved it. Yeah, can you just open it? Okay, there we go. Yeah. Yep. Good. So, when you introduce this and introduce sort of like the dynamics, the one thing I like is because magic is a thing, and it's like, oh, I can't do magic, and then he learns it by the end. And I like that sort of like, it's a very simplified, he learns magic. But I also like the idea that it introduces with him being like, oh, I must do this and I must do that. And then when he's older, it's like, hey, yeah, sure, fine. And it's more relaxed. And I also like the way that it ends. And obviously, if I'm going to say the ending, it is the giant spoiler. But I like how it's like you build up to this moment that you know what's going to happen. You know what we're going to talk about. Sacrifice. And it ends up that one, that happens. And it's really interesting. And two, it's like, because they wanted to sacrifice the daughter, which is dumb. But I like one thing. This, I think, proves how this is one of the best mums. It's like, you want to sacrifice someone? Okay, I'll sacrifice myself instead of my daughter. I don't want to be a part of this either, but I will do this if it means my daughter is safe. I'm like, that is just truly like, when I saw that, I'm like, one, please no, please save that like, it's like in season 2, they're gonna save her, and it's gonna be saved. By the way, this is my opinion, it's not what actually happened, so I'm not gonna say what happens, but that's what I felt like. Maybe they're gonna like figure out a thing, and then this, and then that, and then we gotta figure out how to way to not have her be sacrificed. Okay, that's the plan. And last scene, she turns into a vampire. That moment is like, one, shows how amazing she is as a parent compared to her father, who literally chose to sacrifice his daughter sake. Because like, it's out of marriage, and it's like one of those things. And it's like, she literally did the sort of like jumping on a mine for her daughter. And it's like, I actually legitimately thought that it was going to be like, oh, maybe the season 2 is going to be like trying to find a way to not have this happen. But no, it happens. But I do like it. I do think it's really interesting. And yeah, it's very complicated with all of that. But I'm going to stop myself there because I don't have anything else to say. So yeah. I'm excited for season 2 of this because I have a lot to say about that and how that affects things. It's not even talking about some things it does talk about. I feel like it does talk about this, which is based on, when they first meet 2 of the characters. Yeah. It talks about something that does impact, and yes, I know this is conclusion, but I just realized that they do this, which they talk about slavery and how it is and escaping it and breaking it down, and I like it. It's very interesting. And that's why I think it's interesting, because it talks about these dark things. Because this takes place during, like, the moment of, like, change. This takes place during the French Revolution. Which there's a lot of stuff going on during that. Like, rights and all this stuff are being questioned, and it's so interesting of how they talk about it, how they bring it in. And definitely, I know a couple of people have pointed out being like, oh, vampires are nothing but aristocrats. But 2 things. One, vampires are just a concept, and a concept that is as in the public domain. So they could be anything that anyone wants. But I like this sort of like aristocrats. Sort of like, they have the vibe of like, well, it's normal for me to be above you because I am rich. And every single time I see those moments, I want to punch that person in the face and hit him hard. So, yeah. It's like, do you mind if I just talk with you a second? Yeah, what do you do with fists? Don't worry, I just want to talk with my fists. I was like, don't you talk with my mouth? Yeah, this is a different conversation. But yeah, overall, this is really fun, and I really enjoy it in general. I was about to have it be 7-8 minutes, but sure, 10 minutes. It's good. Watch it. Amazing. Woo! Yeah. Good night.